Hello and welcome to another video. I am Kytia L'amour, and in this video I'm going to be sharing a bunch of random facts about me. So if you want to get to know me a little bit more, then let's keep this video going. Alright, so you stayed, so you want to know more about me and my life and all of that stuff. I understand, because there's a lot of people that I see online and I'm like, what is your life like? How tall are you? What's your real eye color? How did you grow up? Who's your mama and your daddy? So I wanted to give you guys some of the little known facts about me that I don't talk about too much because it just doesn't come up in conversation. And after doing the get to know me feature on the Instagram stories, I started to see a pattern of what you guys wanted to know, not just about my faith but about my life in general. So I'm gonna be talking about that today. So let's just start off with my name. Kytia L'amour is my first and middle name. I love my name. I think it's very unique and beautiful, and people even think that my name is made up, but it's not. There actually are other Kytias in the world. It's not a lot of them, but it's not just me. So Kytia L'amour is my first and middle name, and I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. I lived there until I was 8. Then I moved to Florida. Then when I was 14 or 15, I moved to Hawaii, and then now I'm here in Southern California, and to me, I call this home. I feel like wherever God plants you is your home. So Southern California is definitely home for me. I wouldn't recommend it to just anybody because it is kind of crazy, but it's home to me and I love it here. So a little bit about my looks. I am half African American, half Italian, and a bunch of other stuff sprinkled in. I didn't do the 23andMe, Ancestry.com. I don't know all the actual facts, but I know there's some Native American, a lot of European, a lot of other stuff that's kind of been bunched up in there on my mama's side and my daddy's side. Speaking of being biracial, I did not have it easy growing up. People were like, what are you? And it was kind of like off-putting to be ostracized a lot for not being white enough, not being black enough. When I moved to Florida, a lot of people thought I was Hispanic. When I moved to Hawaii, a lot of people thought I was Hawaiian. So in that sense, in culturally diverse places, it was more like, hey, you fit in. So I had like Latina friends and like a lot of Hawaiian friends and black friends in my high school when I moved to Hawaii. But growing up, I don't remember really being able to identify with one particular group. I always felt kind of split. So I did experience some racism, and this was a time where a lot of people weren't doing interracial dating or marriages. But now that I'm grown up and I see it all over the place, I'm like, whoa, there's all these mixed chicks around here and mixed guys around here. Like, it's cool. Like, even my husband being half Filipino and half African American, he understands the whole like, where do I fit in? But it's like, hey, I fit in everywhere. Like, we doing this. So I like it now. It was just harder as a kid. Also, my hair color naturally is black. My eye color is brown, and I am 5'6", 5 foot 6 inches, and I'm 32 years old. I was born in 1986. I'm an 80s baby, even though I feel like I identify more with the 90s because I don't really remember much about my 4 years in the 80s. I don't think a lot of kids do who were born in the late 80s. So I'm an 80s baby, but I definitely remember more about the 90s than I do about the 80s. And one thing that's really strange to me now that I have a kid, by the way, I'm married for 9 years in a couple weeks, and I have a 4-year-old daughter, and she was born in 2014. So she's born after the 2000s came, and I'm born in the 1900s, and that's like, it just feels so weird to one day I'm gonna have to tell her like, yeah, I was born in the 1900s. Oh, like, I don't know if any of you guys think about that, but yeah, if you were born before the 2000s, it's like, wow, I was born in a whole different century than my kid. So that's about my personal life, but also I do have 2 older brothers, 2 younger stepsisters. I'm the middle of that. I've had the experience as the baby before my mom got remarried and my stepdad came with his 2 daughters, so I remember being the baby. Then I remember being like kind of an only child when nobody but me was in the house, and then I remember being like the oldest when my sisters came and stayed with us once they came to live with their dad after they left California where their mom was. I've had a lot of different kind of roles to fill in my life as a sibling. So far, I don't have any on my side, nieces and nephews, but my husband does have like, there's like 20 something of them, I think, so far. Like, he's the baby of his family, family. I'm the baby of mine, but he's still older than all of my siblings, so he has a lot of people already that are like basically my age. I think the oldest nephew he has is like my age, so that's a little weird, but it's cool. So on my side of the family, my daughter is like a big deal because it's like the first grandkid, and on his side they still love her, but it's definitely not like, oh, this is the first, but they still love her a lot. So what next? Some things I answer will be like what I saw on other people's get to know me tags, so I will answer those as well. So my favorite features on myself are my eyes, my lips, my cheekbones, and my jawline. Those are some of my favorite features. Also, it asks, are you right-handed or left-handed? I am right-handed. I've always been right-handed. I tried to be ambidextrous, which is when you can write equally as well with both hands. It didn't work. I gave up. So I was never a lefty or ambidextrous. I've always been a right-handed girl. So now we're gonna talk about some of my favorite foods. I do like food. Speaking of food, random fact about me, when I was younger, it would take me forever to finish my food unless it was something I really liked, like snacks or desserts or something, to finish breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I remember just sitting at the table sometimes like for an hour or two afterwards, like trying to finish my food, because my parents, they're both like, we're not gonna waste food over here, so like eat the food that you asked for. I've always been kind of a slow eater, like I said, unless it's desserts or something, until I got pregnant. And once I hit like 6 months, I was just eating everything, and my appetite has kind of been like that since. I eat a lot faster and a lot more food nowadays. So favorite foods, I'd say as far as a meal, burger and fries. I don't know why, but I love them. I do. And me and my husband have also instituted burger and fry day. So our Fridays are burger and fry day. So we'll go to a different place and get different burgers that we like, and because we both like burgers and fries. I don't know what it is about potatoes, but specifically french fries, but yeah, any kind of potato, I'm all about it. I love it so much. So as far as interesting foods, I like poke and sushi, and that's something that's pretty new once I got married. My taste was a lot more simple before I got married. My husband actually turned me onto a lot of food that I like now. So one of those things is raw fish. Coming from Hawaii, where it was so much cheaper, so much more available, very fresh. I mean, you could get sushi and poke in the local grocery store, and it was like restaurant quality. So now that I moved to California, now I'm like, ooh, poke, ooh, sushi, it's like the best thing ever. So for dessert, after I eat burgers or poke or whatever other food that I eat, I do like things with chocolate, things that are like soft and baked goods, like chocolate chip cookies, brownies, and I like ice cream a lot too. Mostly stuff that has like chocolate in it. So I'm definitely one of those chocolate lovers. Also, for like a favorite drink that's not just water or something, I like matcha green tea drinks, specifically like a smoothie or some kind of milk tea from I don't know, like an Asian food place where they would have boba in it. Boba is a new thing for me since being married. I used to be like, why do people want these things in their drinks? And that again was very popular in Hawaii, but I hated it. So once I got married, now I'm like, yeah, give me that matcha green tea milk tea with boba, and let's do this, and let's have some poke with it. Things change, things evolve. I didn't used to like avocados either, but girl, give me an avocado that's freshly ripe. I'm putting it on everything. I will. So now on to healthier food. My favorite fruit is probably have to be nectarines. I love the smell of nectarines. I don't know what it is, but like just smelling it, it just makes me feel like fresh spring and summer, and it just like tastes so good. More than peaches, because I don't like the peach fuzz on peaches. I like nectarines. So if it's an easy fruit though, I like bananas and grapes and things that you can easily eat and you don't have to like chop it up or do a bunch of crazy peeling like oranges or something. But I do like pretty much all types of fruit. And then as far as vegetables, if I'm gonna choose, I would choose a salad, because I like all of the things together. Like, oh, we got lettuce, we got olives, we got salad dressing, we got hard-boiled eggs, we have like all this stuff thrown in there. But also if I was just to have a vegetable out by itself, I do like celery, I do like cucumber. Apparently some things that I thought were vegetables are not. Apparently tomato is not a vegetable anymore, it's like a fruit. So anyways, like I don't know, that's all not clear anymore. So like they play at me, but those are things that I like. As far as vegetables, if I was to have like my favorite snack, it would definitely involve chips. Me and my husband love making what we like to call monster nachos, and it's basically tortilla chips, beans, guacamole, cheese, like if there's any other thing we have, maybe we throw some olives in there or something, but we bake that in the oven and then bring it out, put some sour cream on there. Yes, and I do still like just regular chips too. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to be all dressed up for me to like you. I like regular chips too. But if I was gonna say like a special snack, yeah. I like chips and I like trail mix too, if it's the right kind. Don't put no weird stuff in it. Get those pineapples out of there. By the way, these are in no particular order, so it may seem like I'm running around a lot with these questions, but that's just what it is. So my favorite place I've ever been, that's not where I live now, is Hawaii. Like, I do definitely miss some things about living there. The clean water, the beautiful weather, everybody's just so friendly there. The air is just fresh. There's no layer of smog covering the city and the island. So those are things that I do miss, and obviously people that I know in Hawaii, it would be nice to see them more often. But yeah, Hawaii is beautiful. If you ever have a chance to go, please take advantage of that. It's definitely worth going to. And there's some places I like in California. Every single time me and my husband celebrate an anniversary, we go somewhere. Our two favorite spots are Palm Springs and San Diego, but we've also been to Vegas, we've also been to Big Bear, but pretty much we like to stay between 2 to 4 hours, especially now with a toddler. You don't want them to be in the car forever. Close kind of staycation type of things are things that we like, but if we were to go somewhere far, I would definitely still want someplace tropical, someplace by the water, specifically ocean water, not just lake water, but like someplace tropical by the ocean that's not super humid or really hot. So them kind of things, that's what I would like to do if I was to go anywhere on vacation. And there's also a place called, it's either the Maldives or the Maldives, depending on who you ask, but it's like those little kind of hotel hut looking things that are over the water. Basically you have to go kind of on a bridge over the water to get to your room, and like right outside is like this beautiful crystal clear water. Like, take me there, please, somebody. Take me there. Speaking of anniversaries, since we travel for our anniversaries, our favorite holidays, or my favorite holidays, is birthdays and anniversaries. Like, I don't really get too into holidays because they're so commercialized, and just I feel like people just pimp them out. Like even Christmas and Easter and stuff that's supposed to be to celebrate God and Jesus, it's just turned into like a circus. It's turned into a zoo. Like, I don't mind if other people celebrate it, but just the whole, we gotta get presents for everybody, we gotta do this, we gotta go to church once a year, we gotta get dressed up. Like, it's just all about the money. Like, we like to celebrate God every single day and bring up Jesus every single day, honor him every single day. So I don't really have a specific holiday that I would like celebrating, but I'd say birthdays and anniversaries. And we do also kind of celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day for our parents, because we don't want them to feel left out, you know, if we don't celebrate it or get them a card. But like for each other, it's just like, you celebrate me every day, like you love me and you're always taking care of me. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing out with that, but that might be weird to a lot of other people. So my favorite scripture is Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you as well. When you read it in context, it talks about different things that we need or that we pray for, like clothing, food, money, like, and God is just saying, seek me first. I'm gonna provide everything you need, but just keep me first. Make sure you're walking righteously, and then all these things will be added to you. So that's something I keep in mind all the time, so that I don't get into the world's way of like, I gotta hustle, you gotta grind, you gotta get stuff. Like, be content where you are and make sure you're living for God, because he's the most important one to live for. As far as worship songs, I do like Break Every Chain. It's like one of those things where it just like motivates you a lot, because I mean, a lot of us have been in spiritual bondage and hard times, but you just singing that song, you remember, okay birds, singing that song, you just remember the power of God and how he will break every chain and restore you by his power, by his grace and his mercy. Favorite shows. I'm gonna read these off because it's a few of them. We kind of steer more towards reality shows, like competitions or things that are helpful, I don't know, in real estate or business or whatever. So right now, currently, because it changes, because TV changes all the time. So currently we like the show called The Prophet, The Billionaire Buyer, World of Dance, This Is Us, and What Would You Do? So if you haven't heard of these, I am going to put like pictures up, so you might be like, oh, I've seen that logo before, I've seen that show. But basically, we just like things that kind of make you think more, and not just entertainment for the sake of entertainment, but like, I love to dance and I love to sing, and my husband really loves to dance. So if there's singing competitions or dance competitions, or like, we also want to be wise with our money. So thinking about, okay, if we did have this amount of money, what will we do with it? And seeing other investors pouring into companies and making their money grow and like stuff like that, it just inspires inspires you. So we like to watch inspiring things and things that make you really think. And speaking of an inspiration, I do like musicals, and one of my favorite movies right now is The Greatest Showman. If you haven't seen that, then you probably don't care about musicals and dancing and music. But man, that movie, I remember being in the theater watching it, and as soon as it came on, I was just like a kid in the candy store. Like, one of my goals in life is to be in a feature film that is a musical, to be able to dance and sing and act. Like, that would be the ultimate for me in my career that I would like to do. Obviously for God, I would want to glorify him in my career, obviously, but if I were to choose what type of thing, I'm more drawn toward things that are performance based, especially with music and dancing and stuff like that. So that's what I like as far as a movie right now. And speaking of that, another question for the Get to Know Me tag is, what kind of sports do you like? And I like zero. I'm not a sports person. I'm gonna go run person. I'm not a go to the gym person. I'd rather dance. That's the kind of exercise I'd like to do. I do like going on walks with my family, but if I'm going to sweat, I want to be dancing. So that's the kind of sports I like. And I was on the dance team in high school. I was on the dance team in church when I was growing up. I actually danced for CC Winans one time at a women's conference at my church, and it was like really cool experience. And I don't have any footage. Like, I don't have like any footage of me dancing, but when I get back into it, I'm gonna be recording it for the world to see. It's gonna be great. So let's talk about more of my favorites. What's my favorite place to shop? So I have a few of them: Old Navy, Cotton On, H&M, and Target, and then thrift stores. I've gotten some amazing, beautiful gowns and dresses from the thrift store, and just like shoes that have never been worn before, and just like really nice dressy stuff, as well as like some stuff where you're like, oh, I just need some button-up shirts, or I want some jeans I want to cut up. So that's kind of cool. But people sleep on these simple stores. Like Old Navy, come on, like I love that store. And Cotton On, I don't know how many places have that store, but that's new to me as far as Southern California. Obviously people know about H&M and Target and blah blah, but yeah, there's a few stores that I like to frequent most often when I have my money and I'm gonna go get something special for myself. As far as my favorite color, I do like coral. I don't wear it often. I do like bright colors right now. I have coral on my lips, so that kind of matches. Yeah, I like the color coral. It just seems so fresh and vibrant and like springtime, summertime, and just like a happy color. I really like happy colors. I used to be more into like red and black and like dark colors, but I think, I don't know, as I've grown older, like bright colors and patterns, like I really like that more for some reason. I don't know, maybe I'm just more happy now. I don't know. Thank you, Jesus. Second to last question is favorite type of music. So if it's not praise and worship that I'm listening to in the car, I do like jazz, and I like bossa nova, which is kind of like world jazz. I love music that doesn't have any words to it, but it's like, oh, I'm cruising down the street and it just like feels jazzy and dancey and chilly, vibey. I don't know. But that's kind of a long story short for this as far as singing. I remember when I started writing songs, I would listen to a lot of jazz, because you can kind of find the melody in there, and then I would just start adding my own words to it just to kind of match the music. So even nowadays, if I'm writing a song, I don't just like, I'm writing a song, this is what I want to write about. I feel like if within the music there's already a story. So when I did make my own original songs, I would just get a music track from the producer, and then I would listen to it a bunch of times, and then lyrics would just start coming. If it's a music track that I guess resonates with me, very quickly I can make a song out of that, like basically within a few hours. But I'm gonna get back into that soon. In Jesus' timing, I will get back into that. And the last thing is my favorite book. The Bible is my favorite book. I definitely don't read as much as I used to before getting married. I used to be reading all the time, so I don't really read that much, but I do love reading the Bible and articles that are helpful. Like if I'm researching something, I'm always just like, what does this article say? What does this article say? What does this magazine say? And very seldom though will I read like a whole book. I guess I just want to get specific knowledge on a certain topic that I can like compare with other people's knowledge on the same topic. So that's kind of where my reading goes. But yeah, I just don't have a lot of time, and I don't make the time. Like I feel like anybody can read a book if they want to. I just don't make the time, and it hasn't really been important to me this season. So who who knows, that could change. But those are some random facts about me. Get to know me. If there's any other questions you have, maybe you can ask them in the comment section. I don't know. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, because you may not know me or feel like I'm familiar to you yet, but hopefully you feel a little closer now. But I would also like to know, what other topics do you guys want to talk about as far as my personal life, fashion, or beauty or hair related things? Leave a comment below to let me know. So if you like videos like this and you want to see more, make sure that you smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and slap that notification bell so that you don't miss a beat. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. It's hot. Oh my god. Oops. I'm gonna need my notes for this one because I don't want to miss out on what I'm talking about. Okay. The curls are falling down. It's okay. It's my last video I'm recording on today, I think. Okay, that's all I wanted to do.